I stand on the precipice of madness and self-loathing during these isolated times, specifically during the early hours. The worst kind of thoughts plague my mind. Thoughts I abhor, thoughts which I have no affinity towards, yet still they percolate to the surface to torment me. Compounded with the guilt, sleep prevents me from doing everything I wanted to do during this time. I thought this would be a time to actualize, to grow, before I formally enter into an independent stage of adulthood. I know it still can be. At night, I feel a sense of tranquility and empowerment when I walk my dog, when I am active, when I hang out with my friends and watch films with my family. All my worries, regrets, and obsessions seem to dissipate for a time, and the next day seems more promising. But the next day comes, and the tundra again presents itself to me, vast and seemingly unconquerable, and I'm standing in the center of it, alone.
This is the voice of millions of people in the world who live with depression, the most common mental health condition.
Mom, Dad, have a seat. There's something you must know. For all the questions you ask me, I finally have the answers to them. The answers to why I don't talk to anyone, why I'm always in my room, and why I haven't answered these questions before. For once in my life, I'm not gonna lie, not to you, my friends, or to myself. Mom, Dad, why do you keep asking me why I got a B on my math test? I did. That B is buzzing through my head, constantly nagging me for not being sweet to my friends, stinging me for looking like this, constantly nagging me for my grades. How can I study when these are the only things going through my head? And that is not okay.
Depression is one of the leading causes of disability. 1 in 5 Canadians experience some type of mental illness or addiction problem.
This soul thing called depression is killing me. Mom, Dad, listen to me. I'm just not me anymore. And that is not okay because I'm not okay.
Mehar is an emerging not-for-profit organization and is brainchild of founder member Rekha Vaishnav, who has personally experienced mental health challenges. She is a mental health professional and strongly believes in power of education and awareness in reducing stigma around mental illness.
Brain is the most important part of human body. And just like other organs, it also may get impaired. In spite of this reality, why there is so much stigma, so much discomfort, and even shame in accepting the existence of mental illness.
Even though mental health problems affect the lives of millions of people globally, the topic of mental health is often ignored and avoided, and a huge number of people suffer in silence. And therefore, it becomes not only important but inevitable to take an initiative to change our outlook. Mehar makes a distinct contribution in spreading awareness around mental health by utilizing various forms of art.
It's evident that art has the power not just to heal, but provoke, challenge, and inspire our minds. It makes us aware of the issues that are deeply impacting our lives. It gives us a multi-sensory learning experience.
Thank God the door was open and I could enter. Muskan, get up! And what's all this mess? Looks like you haven't cleaned your house for weeks. Get up, let's go.
I did not. Does it even matter?
Oh, Muskan, you forgot? Muskan, how can you forget? Today we have our practice and dance rehearsals and meeting. I'm so excited.
Meetings, dance rehearsals. I'm not going anywhere. I need a break.
Oh, hello. You already had 2 weeks of break, remember?
Leave me alone, Leena. Leave me alone, Mima. Please.
What's wrong? Muskan, are you hiding anything from me? Is your mom alright?
Yeah, nothing has happened. My mom is okay. I didn't talk to her for last 3 weeks.
Oh, but that's the reason she's been calling the center asking about you. Muskan, please tell me what is going on.
Emma, I don't know what's happening. Emma, I don't know what's happening to me. I feel so low all the time. I don't feel like stepping out of this room. I keep crying. I'm not sleeping well. Sometimes I turn and toss all night, and I just keep thinking about all the bad things about my past.
This is definitely a sign of relapse.
As per the mental health statistics in Canada, women have higher rate of mood and anxiety disorders. Schizophrenia is another serious mental health condition which is characterized by symptoms such as hearing voices, losing touch with reality, paranoia, disturbance in thinking, and social withdrawal.
No! Don't open the door.
But that's my dad. I have to go to Chris's 18th birthday. I must go.
No! Your friend Chris is a bad omen. He works for your enemies. They are going to harm you.
But Chris has been my best friend since grade 1.
These clips are from theatrical performance I Am Still Me, produced and written by Rekha Vaishnav. Skits, monologues, storytelling, and street plays are certainly very powerful mediums to talk about complex mental health topics. It is a very fulfilling experience for all the artists as well.
You know, I'd heard about bipolar disorder and also watched on TV shows or movies. But acting for Mehar in I Am Still Me series was one of the most incredible experiences. You know, playing the character who is diagnosed with bipolar disorder gave me the chance and to have a valuable experience of learning about this disorder.
I told him to close the windows. Can't you see? Those tiny little men outside. They are not persons. They are police. They are here to arrest me. First time I realized that the symptoms like hallucination, delusion, paranoia can deeply impact somebody's life. When I was playing this imaginary character of a person who is suffering from schizophrenia, that brought me closer to the reality of their lives.
For any artist, the joy of artistic experience gets amplified when you're part of such a unique initiative of connecting art with mental health awareness.
There is an engagement and learning at each level, whether it's our poetry project or theatrical project.
And then she joined 3 courses one after the other and didn't complete any of those.
Our skits begin with the story of an imaginary character who is living with a particular mental illness.
Loser! 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 Stop! Stop!
The dialogues and the scenes touch the reality of such diagnosis, and artists are encouraged to learn about that particular condition.
Hold on to this thought. I want to get better. This is the only thought that can make it happen.
But I can't control my mind and brain.
I totally understand that. Our brain gets into negative thinking very quickly. But remember, we believe that we can train our brain.
I was doing so well. And I never thought that this will happen to me again.
Well, you must accept the fact that relapse is possible. Majority of people who experience acute and chronic depression once in their life are at risk of having a relapse.
So, the awareness begins right at the stage of conception.
People who are going through depression or any kind of bipolar disorders would definitely refrain from coming out in the public and say, hey, I have this problem. We do not want to acknowledge it. And not acknowledging it is making perhaps things more difficult, more and more difficult for our family members and others, and perhaps for your own self.
I have two questions, if that's okay. One is, can you tell us how Mehar came to be? And then the second question is, what are the services within the Toronto or GTA area that people can access if they're experiencing episodes of psychosis or other serious mental illnesses?
Sure. First of all, I want to clarify that we are not actually, these are all imaginary characters, and these are all passionate actors. They may or may not have experienced mental health issues in their life, which is not disclosed, but just because they understand that this is very important to talk about these things and spread awareness in a very artistic and very unique format.
Since the inception in January 2018, Mehar has successfully delivered several programs in form of theatrical presentation, musical concepts, and poetry. Mehar has made significant contributions in offering a unique format of mental health education. Of course, this was not an easy journey.
The challenges are multiple. To incorporate art with entertainment, to continuously create new art forms which can generate awareness around mental health, to bring in passionate people like artists, supporters, the community members, and the most important is to get funding for such a unique and novel idea.
Social media helps us a lot in spreading the message. But in order to bring audience to the real events, it takes persistent efforts and personal one-to-one call to the members of the public to bring them to the events. My appeal to all of you, whenever there is an event organized by Mehar, please do support us and do participate.
Being mindful and being aware of someone's mental health struggles is the first step towards supporting that person. You can help support Mehar in this wonderful initiative in many ways, by making a small donation, by volunteering, by attending our many events, or simply by spreading the word about Mehar.
Recently, however, the tundra seems to be getting smaller and a bit warmer. I can navigate through it a little bit easier without looking back as much. I see a semblance of flowers at its edges. While new areas occasionally manifest, they seem far more surmountable and I can get past them with far less effort. Maybe I just need to focus on the flowers, not the tundra. You can only get to the destination when it's in front of you, in the mind's eye, not when looking down at the road. Maybe the tundra is thinking and the flowers are being. If I keep thinking, I may be trapped here forever. But if I be and do everything I want to and know I can escape and be amongst the flowers.
No matter how difficult the path is, the journey will still continue. On behalf of all who live with some kind of mental health challenge, I want to appeal that even though I had a diagnosis of postpartum psychosis, it does not and should not make me any less as a human being. In spite of my diagnosis, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a social worker. Don't take away all these things from me, because I'm still me.
When he thought that life is a song, people were out to prove him wrong. When negativity pulled down like wet sand, his heart leapt out for a helping hand. When to new heights he wished to soar, there was no one to help, no one to assure. When he tried walking on a tightrope, people said, he is hoping against hope. When like his friends he chose a profession, people said, he has unrealistic ambition. Now he puts a brave face but fights with fears. In some weaker moments, he sheds some tears. Some days are blessed, some days are bad. There are exuberant moments and some sad. He tries his best to dispel negative thoughts. Sometimes they entangle in undesirable knots. Colors of life could have different textures if people around could show positive gestures. With a mind so fertile, his intellect has no border while he still copes with his mental disorder.